Ever notice how some guys seem to pack on size effortlessly, while others grind for months, sometimes years, without much to show for it? The truth is, muscle growth really boils down to two key things: doing the right things and doing them long enough to actually matter. But here's the catch. The right things aren't just about living in the gym 5 days a week or forcing down chicken breasts and eggs at every meal. Real progress comes from the smaller, often overlooked details that you repeat consistently. Master those, and your physique will transform faster than you think. In this video, I'm breaking down 10 simple yet powerful tips to help you accelerate muscle growth, along with the science explaining why they work. But before we jump in, drop your name in the comments and tell me how long you've been training. And if you're truly serious about getting stronger, lifting smarter, and staying pain-free for the long haul, make sure to subscribe, hit that bell icon, and join the journey. Your future self will thank you. Want to take it a step further? Tap Join to unlock exclusive workouts and become part of the strongest community on YouTube. Tip number 10, prioritize compound lifts. While isolation exercises have their place, they only target one muscle at a time. Compound movements like squats, deadlifts, bench presses, and pull-ups activate multiple muscle groups together. This lets you move heavier loads, which creates more mechanical tension across your muscles. And mechanical tension, according to research, is one of the most powerful triggers for hypertrophy. One study published in the Journal of Strength and Conditioning Research found that participants who focused primarily on compound lifts for 12 weeks gained significantly more muscle size and strength than those who stuck to isolation work. But it's not just about brute force. Compound exercises also trigger a much stronger hormonal response. A heavy squat session, for instance, can spike testosterone and growth hormone levels dramatically, sometimes up to 200% higher than similar effort isolation moves like leg extensions. That doesn't mean you should completely ditch isolation training. Isolation lifts are still great for fixing muscular imbalances, improving symmetry, and adding definition. But if your main goal is to pack on mass efficiently, at least half, if not more, of your workouts should revolve around heavy compound lifts. Tip number 9, eat healthy fats. There's still a common myth floating around that fat makes you fat. But when it comes to building muscle, that idea couldn't be further from the truth. Healthy fats are essential for optimal hormone function, especially testosterone, the most crucial hormone for muscle growth. According to a study from the International Sports Medicine, men who followed high-fat diets, rich in healthy fats, for just 6 weeks saw a significant increase in testosterone levels compared to those eating low-fat diets. So what should you be eating? Focus on monounsaturated and polyunsaturated fats from foods like avocados, olive oil, nuts, seeds, and fatty fish such as salmon, mackerel, or sardines. And don't fear egg yolks, they're loaded with nutrients that support hormone health. Tip number 8, don't overdo cardio. We've all seen that one person who hits weights for 40 minutes, then spends another hour sweating it out on the treadmill every single day. Sure, it looks intense, but if your main goal is muscle growth, that kind of routine is actually counterproductive. Here's why. Long, high-intensity cardio sessions activate molecular pathways that directly conflict with those responsible for muscle building. Essentially, your body gets mixed messages. Lift heavy to get bigger, but run endlessly to get smaller and more efficient. On top of that, excessive cardio keeps cortisol, your body's main stress hormone, elevated for too long. And chronically high cortisol breaks down muscle tissue and slows recovery, exactly the opposite of what you want. So to maximize growth, focus on the 3 core drivers of hypertrophy: mechanical tension, muscle damage, and metabolic stress. But keep this in mind, you don't need to train every set to total failure. Doing that too often can lead to overtraining, fatigue, or even injury. A smarter approach is to reserve failure sets for your final compound lift of the session or the last exercise for a particular muscle group. That way, you'll push hard enough to grow without running yourself into the ground. Tip number 7, stay in a caloric surplus. If I had to emphasize just one point from this entire list, the one rule that's absolutely non-negotiable, it would be this: you must eat in a caloric surplus to build muscle. You simply can't build real, visible muscle mass unless you're eating in a caloric surplus. The reason is simple. Building muscle is an energy-hungry, anabolic process. Muscle tissue is one of the most metabolically expensive structures for your body to grow and maintain. So, when your body senses that energy or nutrients are limited, it automatically shifts into survival mode, directing resources towards essential functions like keeping your brain sharp, your heart beating, and your body temperature stable. Growing new muscle tissue becomes a luxury it can't afford. So, how do you fix that? Start by figuring out your total daily energy expenditure, TDEE. That's the total number of calories your body needs to maintain its current weight. It's made up of your basal metabolic rate, the energy your body uses just to stay alive, breathing, circulating blood, maintaining organ function, plus the calories burned through daily movement and training. Online TDEE calculators can give you a rough estimate, but the most accurate method is to track your food intake and monitor your body weight over a few weeks. This hands-on approach reveals your true maintenance level. Once you've found that baseline, add roughly 300 to 500 calories per day. This moderate surplus gives your body the extra energy needed to build new muscle tissue efficiently, without piling on unnecessary fat. Tip number 6. Train close to muscle failure. Take a look around any gym and you'll notice a common pattern. Plenty of people lifting weights, but few actually pushing their limits. They'll pick a weight that feels comfortable, breeze through a few easy reps, and rack the bar without even breaking a sweat. That might keep them active, sure, but it won't spark serious growth. The science behind hypertrophy is clear. To trigger new muscle growth, you must challenge your muscles enough to force adaptation. This principle is called progressive overload, and one of the most effective ways to apply it is by training close to muscular failure. So what does that actually mean? Training close to failure means performing a set until you reach the point where you could only manage 1 or 2 more perfect reps before complete exhaustion. This level of intensity ensures that you're recruiting the maximum number of muscle fibers, especially the type 2 fast-twitch fibers, which have the greatest potential for size and strength gain. Research from the Journal of Applied Physiology backs this up. In one study, participants who performed sets close to failure triggered a far greater anabolic response than those who stopped well before fatigue, even when both groups lifted the same weight. The reason is simple. Those final challenging reps generate the 3 key signals for hypertrophy: mechanical tension, muscle damage, and metabolic stress. Together, they tell your body that it has no choice but to adapt by growing bigger and stronger. Tip number 5, make protein a priority in every single meal. Hitting your daily protein target is crucial, but here's the part most lifters overlook. When and how you consume that protein throughout the day can be just as important as the total amount. Here's why. Each time you eat a solid dose of protein, you trigger muscle protein synthesis, the biological process responsible for repairing and building new muscle fibers. However, this process isn't continuous or limitless. There's a threshold your body can effectively use at once. Consuming 60 grams of protein in one sitting doesn't magically double your gains compared to eating 30 grams. Once you exceed that optimal amount, the extra protein is simply used for energy or other bodily functions, not additional muscle growth. A smarter approach is to spread your protein intake evenly throughout the day. For instance, splitting those 60 grams into 2 meals of 30 grams each sends 2 separate anabolic signals to your body, essentially giving it 2 opportunities to build muscle instead of 1. By eating protein-rich meals every 3 to 4 hours, around 4 to 6 times per day, you keep your body in a prolonged anabolic, muscle-building environment. This consistent stimulation leads to greater overall growth over time. In practical terms, aim for 20 to 30 grams of high-quality protein per meal. Tip number 4, use intensity techniques to keep muscles guessing. The human body is an incredible adaptation machine. Give it the same training routine over and over, and it will quickly learn how to perform it with less effort and fewer resources. That's great for survival, but not for growth. To keep progressing, you must occasionally shock your muscles with new forms of stress. That's where intensity techniques come in. These are advanced training strategies designed to boost fatigue, amplify metabolic stress, and extend time under tension, all key drivers of hypertrophy. Some of the most effective intensity techniques include drop sets, perform a set close to failure, then immediately reduce the weight by 20 to 30% and continue lifting without rest. Forced reps, have a training partner help you squeeze out a few additional reps after you've already reached failure on your own. Rest pause training, Take a set to near failure, rest for just 10 to 15 seconds, then push out a few more reps. Repeat this short rest cycle 2 or 3 times. Isometric holds, pause at the hardest point of the movement and hold that contraction for 5 to 10 seconds to maximize tension. Partial reps, focus on the toughest part of the lift's range of motion, where your muscles are under the most stress. Each of these methods stresses your muscles differently. Tip number 3, master proper form and execution. Walk into any gym and you'll spot at least a few lifters chasing ego rather than progress, stacking up plates, swinging weights around, or cutting corners on every rep just to look strong. But here's the truth. When it comes to hypertrophy, perfect form beats heavy weight every time. Proper technique isn't just about avoiding injury, though that's a big part of it. It's about ensuring that the target muscle is doing the work it's supposed to do. Controlled, precise movements direct the training stimulus exactly where it should go, which leads to better activation, more efficient reps, and greater long-term growth. Poor form, on the other hand, often shifts the load to other muscle groups or even joints. That not only reduces the effectiveness of the exercise, but also increases your risk of injury. In short, training with discipline and control will always produce better results than throwing around heavy weights with sloppy execution. Tip number 2, train each muscle more frequently. One of the most persistent myths in bodybuilding is the old school bro split. You know the one. Chest on Monday, back on Tuesday, shoulders on Wednesday, legs on Thursday, and arms on Friday. It's a popular structure, but science shows it's not the most efficient way to grow. Here's why. After a hard workout, muscle protein synthesis, MPS, the process that repairs and builds muscle, remains elevated for only 24 to 48 hours. After that window closes, MPS returns to baseline. So if you're only hitting each muscle group once a week, that's 5 or 6 full days where no significant muscle building signal is being sent. Essentially, you're leaving growth potential on the table. The smarter strategy is to train each muscle 2 or even 3 times per week while managing total volume properly. Let's say you currently perform 16 sets for chest in a single session. Don't double that amount. Instead, split it in half. Do 8 sets on Monday and 8 more on Thursday. You'll still hit the same weekly volume, but with more frequent anabolic stimulation, leading to faster and more consistent gains. Tip number 1, supplement with creatine. Finally, let's talk about one supplement that has earned its reputation in the fitness world: creatine monohydrate. Unlike many trendy products that promise miracles but deliver little, creatine is one of the most extensively researched and scientifically proven supplements out there for both safety and performance. When you supplement with creatine, you boost your muscle's internal stores by around 20 to 30%. That increase translates directly into improved strength, endurance, and power output, which means you can lift heavier, push harder, and perform more high-quality reps. And that's the foundation of muscle growth. But the benefits go even deeper. Creatine also enhances cellular hydration, drawing water into the muscle cells and making them more anabolic, essentially creating a growth-friendly internal environment. This not only supports size and strength gains, but also promotes better recovery between sessions. And here's the best part: it's incredibly affordable. A standard daily dose of creatine monohydrate costs less than a single unit of your local currency, making it one of the most cost-effective and evidence-backed performance enhancers you can buy. Thanks so much for watching till the end. I truly appreciate your time. Stay disciplined, stay consistent, and may God bless you, my friend. And hey, don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It helps more than you think.